Today we are at Empire Crepe, and I am with chef and owner Brandi Haaf. Brandi, thanks so much for being on Journeys of Success podcast.
My pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
When we decided to do this, this is a collaboration of three friends, three producers. We decided to take on this podcast. We all brainstormed and started coming up with ideas of who are people in our community that we feel are successful in some way or another. And so you and I have never met before. You were
Yeah.
actually Yvonne's recommendation that said, let's get this wonderful lady at Empire Crepes. When we came up with this concept of journeys of success, we appreciate that people define success in so many different ways. Some people look at it as finance, some people look at it as business growth. Oh, some of the people we've been interviewing say that they're finding success in having just love and support and people behind them championing. How would you define success?
I'm still defining it, I think. And of course, everybody wants financial success, and that can really take time when it's your own business and you come into a community where you don't have a reputation, nobody knows who you are, and you're starting like on the ground floor and trying to build that. But at this point, being 3 years in, we just celebrated our third year being open. I think I I definitely covet my 4.9 rating on Google. Very much so. There's only me and one other place that has a 4.9 rating for breakfast. And we always get rave reviews for our customer service and stuff. So that is like a really huge achievement to me, because anybody that comes in from out of town and they're Googling breakfast or lunch in the area will come up because we are ranked so high. So that's a huge help. And just the fact that I've got such good staff, like my twin daughters work here on the weekend, and I have part-time college students that work for me, that have worked for me since I opened, and being able to keep the same employees, or if they go off for a semester and come back, that they want to keep working here, that's success to me as well. Like knowing that I'm a kick-ass boss, like that's really important to me. Because you can be in a beautiful environment, but if you hate who you're working for, everybody's miserable as hell. So I like the fact that my people like working for me, and my regular customers. Like I just love seeing women that came in pregnant and now their kids are 3 years old and they're pregnant again. And so that is success. I think those three things, just like having a great reputation, amazing people working for me, and just having those regular customers coming in all the time. I love it. I love seeing all the little smiley faces.
Amazing. A kick-ass boss with some kick-ass reviews. I
Yes,
like that.
that's right. Kick-assery is at the top of the menu here at Empire Crepe.
Yeah, that does say a lot. When a lot of the challenges that small businesses have to face is staff turnover and finding the right people. So just the fact that you've attracted good people that have stuck out with you for 3 years so far, and that's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge help. I know I listen to everybody and they're like, oh my God, I lost more people. And I'm like, should I tell them? I don't lose anybody. You feel like you're kind of rubbing somebody's nose in it, but it's like, you know what? It's a great place to work. It's such a relaxed and chilled environment. Plus, we cook out here. And I think the big difference between what I do and then if everybody's just humping it in the kitchen, they only hear the complaints. But out here, if you're making food for people, they come up to the crepe makers and they're like, my God, that was so good. Thank you. That was the best. So they get this positive feedback right away. And I think it really just builds confidence, and staff is happy with that.
That's amazing. I'm curious, are there any other areas of your life that you feel successful in, maybe not related to the business at all, or maybe related to the business?
Well, I think related to the business, I wanted to do events here at the cafe that weren't just about generating revenue. I wanted it to be more community based. So, I've held fundraisers here. I've done free events, for charities. We always take period products that we hand out to the local shelters here. We collect period products. We're very female centric. And I've held like a free introduction to Punjabi language class here, and hopefully we'll be hosting another one this spring. And it was a 5-week program. It was great. It was a lot of fun. So things like that are really important to me, and I think define success, because I don't want it to just be about, well, how much can we charge for this next event? I want it to be a space, like I had a speed dating event here. I didn't charge for her to come in, but it was such a neat community event, and just seeing people gather and get to know each other, and it was fun, you know, so that is successful to me. And everybody's charging $1 million for all their ticketed events, and I want to do something more fun, a little more outside of the old box.
Yeah, I love that. So how did it become important to you to give back to community, and how did you identify what kind of gatherings you were going to host?
Well, I mean, I just don't want to be one of those dickheads that own a business, you know? Like I said, that everything is driven by revenue. That is true. I mean, that's how you have to pay the bills, but I want it to be a space where families and groups can come and meet. It's a variety, you know? And that's what I want to keep, like that it is a variety, so that the followers that I do have, they're like, oh my God, what is she doing this month? What crazy shit is Brandi up to this month? And so it keeps people engaged as well on social media.
I had mentioned to you before we got started in the interview that this podcast was birthed by 3 of us who are independent filmmakers. And a lot of the successes that we've had is because community businesses like yourself have supported us, whether they donate the space to use as a film set or they donate food to. So grateful for all the people who have stepped forward in our community to do that, and you're a business like that. So.
Yeah, no, it's, my customers are pretty amazing. I've had, I mean, it hasn't been an easy 3 years with the business, but also personally, just because, like my daughter, who was 20, she passed away, it'll be 3 years this summer. So we had just opened, I had just opened the cafe when she unexpectedly passed away. And oh my God, did the community show up. Big time, big time. And then, you know, just other family tragedies, and people have come in, like brought me plants and flowers and gift cards and just hugs, and yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible, this little town.
It's amazing. It's like reciprocal. I hear that you as a business owner are giving back to the community, and now I'm hearing the community in many ways is giving back to you.
Oh yeah.
That's.
Oh yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. It's it kept me going for sure through a lot of horrible shit, and just good people who genuinely care. And so, I mean, that's what I want to show. I'm a good person who genuinely gives a shit about people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing. This is a self-funded venture. And if you would like to help us in creating more stories of success, please visit and donate at Ko-fi. So before you were doing this, before you decided to open Empire Crepes, tell me who you were, what you were doing, and what was missing in your life.
Well, to explain that, I would have to go back, because I'm not originally from here, but I moved back to Canada from being in the US for 32 years, and it'll be almost 4 years ago. And I was on the East Coast, in the Northeast, in Portland, Maine. And when we first moved out there, I had a corporate job. But it's such an amazing food scene out there. It is absolutely, if you can go, go. Because it is a small city, but it has some of the best restaurants in the Northeast, hands down. And so it also had a really good food truck scene, like super robust, just award-winning. And I thought, I learned how to make crepes from a French family in Kansas City when I lived there prior to moving to Portland. And I thought, screw it, I'm quitting my corporate job, I'm getting a food trailer, and I'm gonna start baking crepes. And that's what I did. And so started that 2018, and then sold it to another family to move here to open up this place. But it was definitely getting away from the corporate gig, because you're just surrounded by such creativity. It's like this vibration, like all the coolest, newest ideas, People are really like pushing concept, and it's just really inspiring. And I'm like, I could do this. I could do this. And there wasn't a crepe food truck and stuff, so I quit my job and bought a little trailer and started the mobile creperie, and then sold that and moved here, and with the intention of opening up a brick and mortar.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't imagine working for anybody else but myself. Can you? I would be in HR every fucking week. It's like, yeah, ooh, that would be bad. It'd be terrible.
Yeah, that's
So,
something about.
gotta keep working for myself
Yeah.
so I can keep my own job. Yeah.
So did you always have that entrepreneurial spirit, or was it in that moment of deciding that you wanted to open up that first food truck that that entrepreneurial spirit came in?
No, I think I always did. Like even as a kid, we had an old typewriter and I started my own advertising agency in the summer, and I would type up like marketing concepts. I mean, this is when I was like 10 or 11,
Yeah.
like what a dork. Who does that? Summer holidays sitting at a clickety clack, and my mom gave me a bunch of old file folders, and so I would like design their logo, and I just loved marketing. My dad, my parents were entrepreneurs. They owned their own business. I would go and sit next to my dad on the floor and listen to them talk about business
Mm.
because they were all entrepreneurs. And I'm like, ooh, hanging out, just listening to them talk about contracts and bids and all this stuff. And I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think it just kind of came naturally. I don't know why I tried to work a corporate job. That was dumb.
Well, I think a lot of us have tried that path, thinking that maybe that was the way to success, and a lot of people
Stability.
realize, yeah, stability.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's lots of reasons why we do that, and then there's lots of reasons why people decide that that doesn't fit their lives anymore.
No.
It's time to
Yeah.
take the reins for themselves.
Oh yeah, I'm always cooking up stuff. Always.
Nice. Love it.
Always. So, I mean, not just on the pans.
What was the hardest inner obstacle that you had to overcome in order for you to step into that entrepreneurship, in order for you to start that first food truck?
What if people didn't like it?
Yeah.
Like, what if I think my cooking is, amazing, but then you're serving the public. You're not serving your friends, you're not serving your family. And I did a lot of test runs and stuff like that prior to it, but it's just that moment where you open the window at your first event and you're like, fuck. And then they had like a lot of food critics. Like this town has no food critics. It's just bloggers and vloggers and shit like that.
Yeah.
They had like real food critics, come up from the Boston Globe that would go and do the food truck route and stuff and would review food trucks in Portland, and and the New York Times, like they were there all the time, the food critics. So I was like, shit.
Did you ever get one of those reviews?
I did get a mention in the Boston Globe.
Nice.
Which was nice. And I had reviews. The Portland Press Herald reviewed me twice, and it was very good reviews. And so I was like, oh, thank God. But just the general public, because there's like an idea, when you say crepes, everybody thinks rolled up crepes covered in maple syrup. And it's like, nah, these are French, from France style crepes, like Brittany, France. So hoping people would give it a go.
So you had that initial fear of what if people don't like it, and then how do you move through and decide that, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna see if people like it or not.
What's the alternative? Fucking like hiding out in the corner? It's like, I don't want to do that shit either. Like we get one shot, one go round, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna like let my hang-ups stop me from doing something I really want to do, or at least try. Just to be able to say, like, I tried, and I've tried many things that weren't successful or couldn't continue. And you just have to let it go. It's not your kid, it's a fucking business. So if this doesn't work, regroup, retool, see if you can come up with something else. But that's what I love about being an entrepreneur, is that you can pivot and shift and change on a dime. I don't need to talk to management. I don't need to, run it up the pole, the flagpole or whatever, all that bullshit. It's just, I walk in the back door and I'm like, I think I'm going to make this today.
Nice.
And that kind of freedom, man, why would you not want to try?
If you would like your business or venture highlighted in an upcoming episode, contact us about sponsorship.